Good evening, everyone, and welcome. My name is Angela White, and I am your favorite retirement readiness coach. And so tonight we're going to talk a little bit about, what we went over last week, but we're going to expound on it a little bit. So if you remember last week, we talked about SMART goals. And if you recall, SMART goals stood for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound goals. And so when we have those goals, we don't want to just stop there with just setting those goals. In order for us to um, meet those goals, but not only just to meet those goals, but to be able to sustain those goals, one of the things that we need to do is to become the person that will be able to maintain them and to keep them. Okay. So that makes me think about a quote from the number one speaker in the world, Les Brown. And he says, to set your goals so high, you have to become someone else to achieve them. So, what we want to talk about is who is it that you need to become in order for you to achieve the goals that you have set for yourself? Now, I know many of us are kind of skeptical about hearing somebody tell you that you need to become somebody else. I'm sure you get told time and time again, be yourself. Don't try to be somebody else. Don't try to be like the Joneses. And that's not what we're talking about in this case. We're talking about who is it that you need to become in order for you to be able to reach the goals that you have for yourself. What are the things that you need to do? What are the habits that you need to incorporate into your life in order for you to reach those goals? You need to become the person that can achieve and that can sustain the goals that you have for yourself. So you set your goals. We know SMART goals can be set in all different areas, and it should be. You should have goals for each different area in your life. Your spiritual goals, your financial goals, your health goals. You should, at every year, at the very least, set those goals. Okay. But what we want to specifically talk about today is I want to talk about some money goals. Okay. And those money goals could be, what goal do you have for your salary? Do you have a goal that you want to get to in your salary? You want to, maybe get yourself to a place where you become the person that has uh, the ability to go in there and speak for yourself to get that raise that you're looking for. Do you have some savings goals? You got some goals that do you have goals of wanting to be able to travel? So that's going to take some financial means to be able to do it. Do you have some investment goals? Do you have some long-term, short-term investment goals? Long-term investment goals could be how you're investing and saving for your retirement. Do you have your own business? Do you have some revenue goals that you're setting for this year? So those are all the different types of financial goals that you may have. You may have one or you may have all of them. But again, in order for you to successfully obtain that goal and to maintain and to sustain that goal, you need to be able to become the person that's going to be able to accomplish that. You know, not too long before this call, I was talking to my son, and it was funny. I was telling him that tonight I was going to be going on live to talk to everybody, and I was going to be talking about becoming the person that you need to be in order to reach your goals. And so my son has been on this quest, on this journey of preparing himself to run his first half marathon. And my son is definitely the person that will become the person that he needs to be to achieve a goal. I mean, he is definitely a model for that, and I definitely applaud him in what he does because my son is over 30 years old now, hasn't ran, since, he was in high school. He ran track then, but he was a speed runner. He was not distance, played football, but never the distance. But he set this goal for himself that he was going to run this half marathon. And so we got a storm that's supposed to be coming here where I am here in Texas this weekend. And so, he was talking about how, he got to order him some gear so that he can go out here and go running in 20-degree weather. And, me, I'm like, running in 20 degrees. But he was like, Mom, I set a goal and I have to achieve it. And so that just goes to show that if you become the person, no matter what the circumstances are, no matter what is going on, what's happening, you're going to do what it takes in order for you to reach that goal. And so that's what we have to do when it comes to us wanting to obtain those money goals. Okay. So who is it that you need to become? Who has what it is that you want as far as your money goals are concerned? Are you looking to make those six figures? Who do you know that's already making those six figures? Are you looking to have, you got a business and you're looking for revenue goals? You're looking to make your first, 250, $1 million revenue goal. Who do you know who is already achieving the goals that you're looking to achieve? Maybe you set a savings goal, for yourself for this year. And again, who do you know who has been able to obtain those goals? And so when you know who that is, then are you willing to become that person? And I'm not telling you to go out and be a clone of someone else. I'm telling you to be who you are, but I want you to be a better version of yourself. And so when I mean by becoming that person, I mean taking on some of the habits and things that they have, doing some of the things that they do. And so I want to go into, maybe some questions that you would ask yourself, when you going out there, you set that goal for yourself. And let's say you set a savings goal for yourself. Now I would say I want to save $5,000 this month. And you out there and you out shopping. You went out there with the goal, I'm going to spend $100, but you see this, brand new, leather coat, and that leather coat costs $1,000. So again, in that instance, what would you do? Well, I don't want you to think about what would you do, because if we go on what you would do, you're probably going on is like, oh, well, I'll get that. I got plenty of time. It's only January, so I'm sure I can make it up and get that $5,000 by the end of the year. But what I want you to do is to think about, what would the person that you are becoming, what would they do? That person that has set that has already achieved, that already has that big amount of money in their savings account, who has already had this savings, that 50,000, that 100,000, whatever it is that you want in your account, what would they do? Would that person say, you know what? I have set my budget and I'm going to stick to my budget so that I can get to the goal that I am set to meet for myself for the end of the year. And so that's what I mean by becoming that a person that has achieved your goal. Again, it's not about being that person, but becoming a better version of yourself by following the rules, the guidelines, and the habits that person is following. Now, another thing in becoming the person is being able to ask yourself the questions of what that person would do. Where does that person live? Where you live, the environment that you live in can be instrumental in your ability to be able to achieve those goals. So where do those type of people, where do they live at? Because again, your environment can either ignite your enthusiasm to meet those goals, or being in that environment can make you feel like, ain't nobody else got it. So, what difference does it make if I reach that goal or not? Ain't nobody else around me has that anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. And so then that leads to the next question that you should be asking yourself. Who are the people that I'm around? The people that you're around, are they setting goals for themselves? Are they looking to achieve goals? Do they have the things that you wish to have for yourself? Are those people that are around you, are they encouraging you to reach those goals? So it's important to be in the environment that is going to be instrumental in you achieving those goals. Because again, the person that you're becoming is going to be in a certain environment. There's going to be places that the person that you're becoming would not go. There's people that the person that you are becoming would not be around. Okay. So again, now the next question is, what type of things do we do? That person that is achieving their money goals, they may set that budget for themselves every month. You set your annual budget, but every month you going in and making the adjustments that need to be made to your budget. Are you doing that on a consistent basis? Again, the person that you are looking to that has already achieved those money goals that you have for yourself, you're becoming that person. And so it may look like you having a budget for yourself every month and not just putting it on paper, but actually following that budget. Okay. What type of money perspective do you have? And I'm talking about, some of those money beliefs that we have that we were raised up around. Money don't grow on trees. Some of those things that we heard in our household growing up, that forms the mindset that we have around money. So in order for you to become the person that achieves the money goals that you have for yourself, you have to change your perspective. You have to change your money mindset. So who are you becoming in that aspect? And in order to help you to become that person in your perspective and your money mindset, who are you listening to? What channels are you listening to? What groups do you belong to? What podcasts are you listening to that's going to grow your money mindset, that's going to help in your perspective on obtaining and meeting and making your money goals? Okay. Do you have people around you that have the right money perspective or the money mindset? Again, we came and we got our first mindset from our parents, or maybe it was our grandparents, our aunts and our uncles. But are we still harboring or carrying on those money mindsets and those perspectives? Again, are the people that are around you, the environment that you're in, are they either feeding you positive mindset, or are they feeding you negative mindset that's not going to be conducive to you reaching those money goals? Again, when you're looking to achieve goals, do you have the knowledge to achieve those goals? And I'm not even speaking on just having, degrees or credentials or those things, because those are nice. Those are absolutely nice, but they're not absolutely necessary in all instances. And again, when you're talking about reaching your money goals, everybody ain't got to go out and get no finance degree. But again, who are the people that you are following in order for you to attain those money goals, those money dreams that you have for yourself? What knowledge are you gaining? And so, again, the things that you listen to, the people that you are around, and the environment that you're in, they feed your knowledge. And that doesn't just come from the degrees that you have or the credentials that you have. Okay. So, in order for you to become that person that's going to reach those goals and that's going to sustain those goals, you have to, one, set that goal, because that's going to give us the track that we're going to run on. That's going to give us the direction that we're going in. So again, remember, specific. I want to make, $150,000 this year. Okay. I want to save $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 this year. Specific. And that's measurable because you set a specific amount so we can measure that. Okay. We know at the end of the year, do I got that $5,000 in my account or do I not? Is it achievable? So if making $5,000 a year income, but your goal is to save $5,000, then again, is that achievable? But what are you doing in order for you to do that? So it can be, if you're making 5,000 and you say you want to save 5,000, then again, what are you willing to do to make that happen? Just based off of your income, then you know that there are some additional things that you need to do in order for you to achieve it. Are you willing to do that? And again, that goes back to, who are you becoming? You knowing that you have to become someone different in order for you to achieve that goal is the number one step that you'll take in order for you to achieve it. Okay. Where do you live? The environment is crucial. Who do you associate yourself with? The company that you keep is crucial. Who do you know? Who do you admire that you can be around that can pour into you to help you to achieve those goals? There are plenty of podcasts out there. There's groups like mine and others out there that are here to help you to achieve those goals. And so again, they will help you to become the person that you need to be, but also give you the tools and the knowledge that you need in order to achieve them. Mindset is crucial. Don't be afraid to be successful. Don't be afraid to be wealthy. Those are mindsets that you have to make sure that you have, because sometimes people get afraid of success and don't go after the things that they want because they're afraid of success. So that again is a part of becoming. You become the person that wants success, the person that wants wealth. And last but not least, what is your relationship with money? What they have that saying is, you can't keep no money and burn a hole in your pocket. Do you have that mentality? Are you willing to change that? Or are you the extreme and you won't save nothing? I'm sorry, you saving everything, but you won't invest anything. The times that we're in right now with inflation, unfortunately, our savings is not going to get us to the wealth that we desire. It's not going to allow for us to retire ready and retire right. Because that dollar sitting somewhere in a savings account is not going to grow in order for us to be able to sustain that retirement that we want later in our later years. So you can't, you got the extremes. You can't be one that spend everything you got, but you also need to look at, are you that person that saves and hoards and holds on to everything that you got? You have to be willing to become the person that is willing to take some risks, to take some chances, but along the way, you get the knowledge that you need in order to do that. You're not saying to go out there and give your money away and invest in things that you're not knowledgeable of. Yes, along the way, we're going to get the knowledge that we need in order to do those investments. But again, becoming the person that we need to be to make those changes to reach those money goals, then that is what we need to do. So, if you enjoyed this talk tonight, please, please, please go and share this group with your friends and ask them to come over and join us. And on next week, we're going to look at, what are some of the habits and things that we can put in place in order for us to reach those goals. So last week, we talked about setting those goals. That gave us our direction. This week, we talked about becoming the person and how do we become the person that can reach those goals. And then on next week, we're going to talk about, okay, now we're becoming that person. Now, how do we set that system, put those systems in place, put those habits in place in order for us to reach those goals? So again, I thank you very much for joining me on tonight. My name is Angela White, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Good night.